we've made our beer and we've done our first pour, and we did it directly from the brew keg.
Yep.
But Williams Horn makes it even more spectacular. On tap at home.
The main unit here is the Kegerator. It is essentially a fridge, and it has this little bung here because this is where our beer font will stand with the taps.
So what comes with it? Let's just run through the bits that we need to assemble when you get a Kegerator from Williams Horn.
Yep.
What's this?
That's our little bracket that will sit on the back of the Kegerator. Gas bottles work best upright. They don't like falling over. That's what this is for. Our black plastic lines are generally used for gas. So these are two gas lines to go to our two kegs in the Kegerator, and out the back at the hole that you mentioned, we'll run this to the gas bottle.
And here's where the magic happens. Talk me through this.
So this is called a beer font, and these are our taps. These two beer lines go down into the Kegerator, and the beer pours up through the Kegerator, out through the taps. It's beautiful.
The taps is a story by itself. I see these taps have got flow controls on them.
Yep.
But I believe it's not necessarily really anymore to have flow controls, because you guys solved that problem for us.
Yeah, so what we are always trying to do is just simplify the process for our customers. And the way we've done that is by having a thinner beer line. That effectively controls the flow. And what we're moving to is just a simple beer tap. This one doesn't have a handle on it, but it doesn't need the variable adjustment here. It's just one less thing to worry about, basically.
If you do buy a Kegerator out there and it doesn't have a flow control tap, and you find that it's all full of foam every time that you pour, because I know I've done it,
Yep.
then those are the kind of solutions you need to go after.
We don't want messy beer. We want nice, clean, perfect head beer, just like the ones you pour, Hendrik.
Before we move on, I think the rest of the bits of the Kegerator is inside. So
Correct. I've taken them out, and we have our guard. So that just slips in nicely into those holes in the top of the Kegerator, and that's basically done now. So that's installed and ready to go. We have our drip tray, so that we capture.
If you have to spill beer, that's where it's going to go.
Yep. And this piece here is simply a shelf, which you can hang on to. You may want to put bottles of beer in your Kegerator at some point, but generally it's not required.
So to put the font on, what do we need?
We need 4 screws, we need a seal, and we need the font. So the seal is simply just to make sure that the cold air stays in the font.
So do I just feed these through the little hole?
These are fittings where we can hold the plastic down against the edge there and pull that out and drop that through.
So we can feed it in. We've got the first one going, there's the second one.
Yep.
Same idea, feed the lines in. This effectively just means we can put this down, line the holes up.
Yep.
Make sure the taps is obviously pointing forward.
Yep.
We've got a few more steps to set up the Kegerator, don't we?
We do.
Right, you're going to show it to us? It's all happening inside here.
Absolutely. So remember we poked those the beer lines down through? We just need to reconnect them. So we're going to reconnect our connectors.
It's as simple as just pushing them in, isn't
Yep, pushing in firmly. You've got to make sure you feel them hit the back. So push those two in, and that's ready for beer.
So this is where we're going to dispense the beer, but there's something missing here, because we still have to put the gas line in.
Correct. So what we have is our gas line. And in this instance, we're actually going to not push from the outside in, but the inside out.
So this is where we're going to put the gas in?
Correct.
Yeah.
And that bung will remain attached, but there's a little bit of foam in there. We just take that out, and that leaves a neat little hole for the gas to push through.
Right.
Push the gas through,
That's it.
reconnect, and screw back together.
We've got our regulator already connected to our bottle, and here at the bottom of the bottle, this little baby, you can see there's already provisions made for the gas line to go in. It's as simple as pushing it in.
Push it in and firm.
Done.
Yep.
I see there's some connectors here. What's going there?
Yeah, so basically what we've got is a little bracket that just slides onto those 4 screws. And the idea with that is that we can pop the gas bottle in there, and it just keeps the gas bottle in a generally upright position, which is how gas bottles like to be.
Now we've got our gas lines. That's what we were going after. We've got our beer lines.
Yep.
What's this white thing doing here?
This is actually really important, Hendrik, because particularly in summer in hot countries, this blows cool air up into the beer font. You can snip that once you've done it to get kind of the right length, but the idea is that with the fan turned on, we're now chilling that font, which means that the beer that's coming out of a cold keg is running up cold lines and coming out a cold tap.
Well, you guys thought of just about everything, haven't you?
We do it all. Let's get a couple of kegs in there. So again, we've got our gas connector. The gas goes to the notched connection, which here is at the back. So,
Done. We'd like some beer on tap, please.
yep, so get me some water, Hendrik, because remember, it works really well if we moisten both the connector and the tap.
Nice.
And we're straight on. We're done.
Done. It's as simple as that. Now we've got ourselves a nice, and these extra ones is for your second keg, isn't it?
Correct. Yep.
Right? Good. Fellas, let's go have a beer. Show me the perfect pour.
Perfect pour. Here we go. So first thing with a perfect pour is it's all on or all off. Don't do half measures. And then you just watch the beer go into the glass. You make sure there's a nice little head forming, and then you can run that beer up through the middle of the glass.
Liquid gold. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much for making my life easier.
And it's as fresh as it gets.